The water was turning cold. Lyra, a mermaid of the deep Atlantic trenches, could feel the shift in the currents, the strange, silent messages carried from the world above. It was the time the humans called Halloween, a night when the veil between worlds was thin. For merfolk, it was simply the thinning, a night when they were permitted, by ancient law and great caution, to breach the surface and observe. Lyra had been chosen. Her grandmother had smoothed the iridescent scales on her cheek, her voice a soft burble of bubbles. Do not be seen, do not interact, only watch. The humans, on this night, they play at being monsters. It is a curious thing to behold. So Lyra rose. She left the crushing pressure and the eternal dark, ascending through water that grew lighter and colder until she broke the surface with a silent gasp. The air was a shocking, crisp novelty. She was in a small, rocky cove, hidden from the main beach by a jagged wall of stone. Before her, a human settlement sprawled, a hillside of warm lights against the indigo sky. But it was the sounds that captivated her first, laughter that wasn't the click and whistle of dolphins, but something brighter, sharper. And the smells, sweet and smoky, unlike anything in the sea. Cautiously, using the high tide, she pulled herself onto a flat, wet rock, her powerful silver tail half submerged in the foaming water. She tucked her long, seaweed-dark hair behind a fin-like ear and watched. Then they appeared. Small humans, little flickering lights moving from door to door. They were dressed as everything. She saw a tiny pirate, a woolly, four-legged creature she later learned was a sheep, and a glittering being with a wand that she decided must be a lesser sea witch. They were not frightening. They were collecting things in orange baskets, their voices carrying over the water in excited shrieks. Lyra felt a pang of something deep and unfamiliar. It wasn't the fear she'd been warned of. It was loneliness. Their joy was so open, so shared. A group of older humans then walked along the shore path, their costumes different. One was a wrapped spectre, another had a stitched face and carried a blade. They were meant to be terrifying, but Lyra, who had seen the true phosphorescent horrors of the abyssal plain, found them almost charming in their effort. It was then that she saw her, a small human girl, separated from the others. She wasn't wearing a costume of a monster or a princess. She was dressed as a mermaid. The imitation was stunningly inaccurate. A shiny green skirt, a seashell bikini top over a sweater, and a red wig. But the intention was clear. The girl held a plastic trident and was staring out at the moonlit water, looking as lonely as Lyra felt. Driven by an impulse she couldn't name, Lyra did the forbidden. She moved. Just a slight shift, enough for the moonlight to catch the true luminous pearl scale of her tail. The girl's eyes went wide. She didn't scream. She took a step closer, her plastic trident lowering. "Hello?" the girl whispered, her voice carrying on the salt air. Lyra, heart hammering against her ribs, raised a webbed hand in a hesitant wave. The little mermaid girl took another step, then stopped. She looked back at the distant lights, then at Lyra. A silent understanding passed between them. Two creatures, each from an unimaginable world, meeting in the thinning veil of Halloween. The girl then did something Lyra would never forget. She reached into her own orange basket, pulled out a small wrapped object, and placed it carefully on a rock at the water's edge. She gave a shy smile, turned, and ran back towards the lights and the laughter. When the coast was clear, Lyra slipped back into the water and retrieved the offering. It was wrapped in crinkly, bright paper. With careful claws, she opened it. Inside was a small brown block. It smelled rich, alien. She brought it to her lips and took a tiny bite. A flavour exploded in her mouth, a sweetness so profound and complex it made the taste of rare sea grapes seem simple. It was the taste of the world above, of joy, of kindness. Chocolate. Lyra looked back at the town, now understanding the ritual a little better. It wasn't just about playing at being monsters. It was about sharing. It was about offering a gift to a stranger, even one you thought wasn't real. She sank below the waves, the sweet taste still on her tongue. The memory of the little human mermaid etched in her mind. She had broken the rules, but she had learned the true secret of the thinning. Halloween wasn't about fear. It was about the magic of connection. A fleeting, delicious moment when two different worlds could meet, share a gift, and part forever, both a little less lonely in the vast, dark water of the universe. The end. Thank you for watching, and please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.